Welcome to My Wild Magic with me, your host, Adrienne Cobb. Join me on a journey back home to your truest self in this inspiring, enlightening, and entertaining show. After a near-death experience in a car crash at 15 years old, I made a choice to stay and brought back with me 3 simple truths that I found from the other side. Love is all there is. Our time is over here quicker than we think, and we all have a purpose, a soul blueprint to fulfill. On this show, you will find a higher purpose, a creative expression, and unique soul attributes that you can bring forth into this world. Stay tuned with me for the next hour and find your higher purpose on My Wild Magic, starting now. Well, welcome everyone. I am Adrienne Cobb. You're listening to My Wild Magic with Adrienne. And today we're going to be looking over the Angel cards, Mother Mary cards, the Voyager decks. We're going to be doing card readings for whatever is your perfect timing. It doesn't have to be necessarily for the moment I'm doing this, but if you come across this recording at another date and want to see which of these readings is in alignment for you, I would just take it's in a perfect time and a perfect way for you. And we're going to be doing them. So we'll go through 3 different decks of cards for different people's energy fields to see what is most in alignment on that energy. So the other thing, though, to get started today is I was listening to Sadhguru a few days ago, just kind of rolled in after some Abraham Hicks stuff. And I was doing my jumping jacks and my rowing and all that. And he said this most interesting thing, which I'm a big believer of, is that really on the planet, like each one of us is born with an inner geniusness, your inner light, inner geniusness, a creative expression that matches your frequency. And in that energy of that inner light that you carry, your soul attributes, higher divine qualities, which is what I think your inner geniusness would be. It doesn't mean necessarily a mental geniusness. It's more a geniusness that some people are really gifted at playing guitar or musical instruments. Some people are really gifted with computer technologies and things on that level. Some people are really gifted with intuition, emotional empathy. Some people are really gifted with animals, animal medicine, working with animals, working with the land, or working with people and corporations or creating nonprofits. So we all have something, and it's usually that inner geniusness that you have is usually something that you have great love for, great passion, great love. It brings you joy, happiness, and other people usually respond to it like they really benefit from you doing that. I remember that Oprah Winfrey did this special, and it was on people and their special traits and entrepreneurs and things like that. And this one woman, I think she lived in a trailer out in the country, and she would make this homemade maple syrup, like this homemade syrup that she made to go on pancakes and waffles and whatever you would put the syrup on. And people loved it. They just absolutely loved it. Neighbors would come over to try to, can I get a bottle of that syrup from you? Or, hey, can I come over and have breakfast with you? Well, she ended up deciding that that was her passion. And she, made that syrup, and she ended up selling it. And some other company came along and bought it. And it just really went out very, very well. It made her very successful. And that was just all she knew to do. It's what she was good at. Another young girl on that same show, she just loved playing guitar and didn't really know how to play. So she self-taught herself how to play it. And when people were trying to say, well, what would you want to do? And do you want to go to college? And do you want to, do this or that? She's like, I just love playing guitar. Honestly, that's really what I love the most. And what she decided to do was come up with she created her own system, the one that she taught herself. And she created a little booklet, super simple little booklet on how to play guitar from, a simple mindset. And again, it took off. People ended up loving her booklet and videos that she put out because it was so simple and it was self-taught, and lots of people are into that. And that made her very successful. So, it's just finding that thing that you love. And when Sadhguru was talking about how we all have a inner geniusness to us. That's essentially what he's talking about. In my language, I would say that's your soul blueprint. Your soul blueprint is the gift that lives inside you. It's something that you're born with. You already have an inner knowingness, an inner geniusness, an inner awareness. And yes, you can evolve it and learn and grow with it, but it's something that already lives inside of you. And when you can tap into it by knowing some of your own higher soul qualities and soul traits and attributes, in the soul blueprint energy of who you are, what lives in your DNA, because really your soul blueprint or your inner geniusness is oftentimes an accumulation of many different lifetimes that you are developing these skill sets within you. And the soul blueprint takes you through some of those top 5 attributes, top 6 attributes that help you to discover what your inner genius is. So in other words, learning what kind of intuition you have teaches you how to trust yourself, whether you have a heart intuition and you really work a lot with feelings, you have a visual, type of intuition, a clairvoyance, a claircognizant, where you just have a knowingness. But there's these different forms of intuition. And when you know what your intuition is, it allows you to have a better relationship to your higher self, your soul, your I am presence, your tribes, councils of light, source energy, to where you're being guided to be at the right place at the right time, to be in universal flow with that synchronicity of miracles. And, who doesn't love that, right? Because everything tends to kind of work out in a perfect time, in a perfect way. But when we don't listen to our intuition, we give our power away to others. We're listening to, people who may love us, or people who we put on, we think are wise, or have information to them. They may not know your inner truth, your inner rhythm of things, right? So trusting your own intuition is a really powerful way to access your own inner geniusness. The next series in that is that we all do have a tribe, council, family of light. They can be your cosmic avatars, galactic councils, planetary light beings, star tribes, angelic hosts, ascended masters, or the nature kingdom. And your tribe of light is your cheerleading squad. They are like the ones that are there for you. They help to create those synchronicity of miracles. They help to put the right people at the right time in your life as you're moving through your day. They act as that guidance counsel to, inspire you with ideas, sometimes even to do a divine intervention to help you if you're kind of getting off path or your life is in danger in some way. So they really guide you, on that level with that energy. And they're an invaluable resource to us knowing our inner geniusness, because your tribe of light, whatever signature tone they have, like let's say it's a group of star beings, and they are coming in with an immense amount of purity, clarity, clear sight, a very loving presence. These qualities that your tribe of light have, angels, star beings, galactic councils, whatever, those are your qualities as well. It's like you and them are one-minded. You're when you're sleeping at night, or you're meditating, you're asking or praying for guidance, they're the ones that you're most of all usually connecting with. And they usually sit pretty close with us. So when you start tuning into your tribe of light and feeling, do I feel peaceful? Do I feel energetic and energized? Do I feel like lightning? Do I feel like this deep loving presence? They're moving in, around, and through you, and it's expanding through your energy field to assist others as well. So their skills, that type of angelic frequency, that type of star being frequency, that type of cosmic avatar frequency, are some of your inner genius qualities as well. And then, looking at your sacred archetype is like a digital image of your higher self. And when you tap into it, it will literally help you to kind of see a lot of your skill sets and magical objects and magical skill sets that you might have on the inner levels. And when you tap into this higher self version of you, your sacred archetype, you're accessing a whole library of soul wisdom that you've gained, which also contributes to your inner geniusness. We all are born into this world with a karmic life issue, and that karma helps to teach us how to hone the gifts of our inner geniusness. Your chakras are part of the power flame energy of the soul blueprint program that I have. And the that energy of your chakras, each of our chakras holds a certain quality essence, like wisdom, purity, clarity, divine power in the throat, divine love in the heart, divine peace in the solar plexus, divine healing and creativity in the solar, the navel area, and divine transmutation and manifestation in the soul, in the base chakra, right? So we have also developed our chakras, and we've not only developed certain ones of our chakras, but we've developed it in a certain order, whether it's your heart, your throat, your crown chakra, your second, whatever it is, there's a certain formula that teaches you about your power flames. And then the final aspect of the Soul Blueprint program that I teach with people, I have an online course for that, is that it's our dharma. It's what we're here to do. And the dharma aspect, when you add up all this information and you start delineating it and really getting in touch with it, you're finding yourself. You're finding the best part of yourself, the truest part of yourself that oftentimes is not taught in schools. It's not taught in religion. It's not taught in our basic, culture and society. But it is a major aspect of who we are as an energetic and essence being, the essential element of who we are and our own inner geniusness. So what Sadhguru was saying is that if only right now about 1% of the planet is accessing their soul blueprint, but if only 10% of people on the planet, just 10%, access their soul geniusness, the entire planet would be evolved. The entire planet would be affected and upgrade all the infrastructures of the world, financial infrastructures, building infrastructures, homes, school, medicine, just emotional intelligence would be upgraded, even if just 10% of us accessed our inner geniusness. So if you were interested in doing that, I highly recommend checking out my Soul Blueprint online course, Igniting Your Soul Blueprint and Tribes of Light online course. You can go to my website, mywildmagic.com. Again, that's mywildmagic.com. Check it out and ignite your inner geniusness. All right, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to go straight into the cards. We'll be back in just a moment. Right, welcome back. Okay, so now we are moving right along here into our soul card reading to see where our soul's at in the moment. I have 3 different decks here, and we're going to identify them based on the different angels that are governing them. I'm working with the Angel Blessing cards from Kimberly Maroney. Awesome deck. The reason I like this deck is because it's a deck that works a lot with the classical angels. So in other words, the one we're fixing to go into is Archangel Sandalphon, one of my favorite angels, actually. It deals with the flame of divine power. And so you can see that each angel has like a really nice art of that particular archangel, but it tells you the name of the archangel. So she goes to about 40 something archangels. And so you're getting to learn the names of the archangels and what maybe that archangel is good at governing and how they can help you in the moment. There's a little meditation that comes with it. Super sweet energy. And so we're going to start with that. All right. So again, we have 3 different card readings, number 1, 2, and 3. And I just want you to notice, and I'll do this based on the angels. So it's the first reading is going to be Archangel Sandalphon. The second card reading, so I'm using the Voyager deck, is Archangel Galileo. I may not be saying that right. And the third angel is Jamara. All right, so we have 3 different angels here: Sandalphon, Galileo, and Jamara. All right, so just tuning in, and you can listen to all the readings. You may find that it's kind of an evolution of energy where we start with one reading and we kind of evolve through all 3. You may find there's elements of truth in all 3 readings. And you may find that one really single-mindedly sort of captures where you're at in the moment. I do these card readings with the intention that no matter when you're listening to them, they're going to be in right timing for your soul's journey. So this is not based on the month or the day of the week. It's really just based on your soul timing. All right. So with the Archangel Sandalphon, so if you align with the energy of deck number one, if that one lights up for you, Archangel Sandalphon dealing with divine power. So Sandalphon is one of the archangels that governs the zero chakra. So the zero chakra is at the base, it's beneath your feet, about 18 inches beneath your feet. You're tapping into the electronic grid of the planet. And that is your zero chakra, right? So it's called the Earth Star Chakra. And Sandalphon governs that chakra. And Sandalphon works in coordination with Metatron, which works with the Soul Star Chakra, which is 18 inches above your head. So that's your eighth chakra. So the zero chakra and the eighth chakra are chakras that maybe not everybody is used to working with, but they are a big part of our kind of system of how we operate with energy. And that eighth chakra is kind of a really nice portal of energy and connects with that higher aspect of your soul consciousness, your overlighting soul energy. And then Lord Melchizedek is the ascended master that governs both of those two chakras. And when you put those two chakras in alignment with one another, they create the microcosmic orbit around your body. So the eighth star soul star chakra swings down and it goes down the back of the spine, all the way down to the bottoms of the feet, connects to the earth star chakra, down 18 inches below. It comes right back up the front of your body, and it creates this it's called the cosmic orbit, right? And so we're just in this beautiful energy, this cosmic orbit energy. And so right now for this particular reading, we're working with Archangel Sandalphon and dealing with, it feels like, your personal power in the world, how you're walking this earth, how you're manifesting your goals, how you are opening up to a higher way of consciously dealing with divine power, not egoic power, but divine power in this world to manifest more specifically your heart's desires. And so this might require us getting in touch with our heart's desires, really knowing what it is we want to manifest and create, at least in this moment in our life. The next card coming up in terms of that divine power is, I'm using the Voyager deck. So that is by James Wanless, the Voyager deck. And I'm pulling 3 cards per each of these readings. We're starting here with the Tower card. And the Tower card's about, demantling your life, letting everything fall, surrendering everything everything you were hanging on to, relationships, homes, jobs, businesses, money, people, pets, whatever. But just letting your world literally burn to the ground in a sense. The Tower card burns everything that no longer serves you, everything that you're complete with in your soul journey at this point. It very graciously burns everything to the ground. And then what's left when you choose to kind of free fall and surrender is that you begin to rise like a phoenix from the flame. Whatever is true about you at this point, whatever is most empowered, that you've gained your soul's wisdom, will rise again from the ashes, and it will be even stronger, even better, even stronger. But you have to trust the process. The Tower card is a very important part, as is the Death card. The Hanged Man card, some of the cards that sometimes we cringe to pull, they're very important cards as part of our own soul's evolution in order to get to the higher frequencies of, the universe card and some of these higher energies that take us on that wheel, that karmic wheel of the major arcana of the tarot. All right, the next card then, as you surrender your life, you surrender all that no longer serves you. The second card is the Empress, the one where you are opening up your heart to a divine love, the divine love that lives inside of you, that sacred fire love that burns through the nature of your very being. It connects you with source energy and helps to transmute and manifest energy. So the Empress knows how to wield the flame of the divine feminine, of sacred fire love energy as an aspect of creation. So this is about you recreating your life now. So you are now recreating your life, but you're doing it from a place not of your childhood fears and issues and genetic, lineage patterns, but you're really creating this now from your own heart energy, a loving, nurturing world, a better flow forward for you that's in alignment on that level. So really calling into the energy of the Empress and her capacity to create a nurturing world that brings you into community at a higher level and a higher vibrational resonance than perhaps what you have been doing in the past. And the Empress card builds community. She carries the frequency of divine love, nurturance. She is building a solid foundation for you in this new earth energy. So as everything burns to the ground, you're now going to be building a new world. And because we just recently had a lot of solar flares come in earlier this month, we had a lot of galactic energy come in, and it's all about new beginnings, new potential energy. And so based on this love, we're creating a more loving world, a more loving nature, a more loving world. And the final card in this particular deck is the card of trust, Six of Wands. So Wands is a spirit energy. And with the trust card, we're, again, kind of in that card of surrender, letting go. And you're wanting to trust a higher power. You're wanting to trust your own higher self, higher truth. You're also wanting to trust the universe, knowing that you are living in a higher universal flow for yourself, and that you can trust it. You live in a friendly universe, and it may not always seem that way at times that you live in a friendly universe, but you do. So being able to trust that and trusting your own divine power and your own divine energy, and that the path forward, whatever you've intuitively sort of picked up on that's in your flow, that you're in alignment to move that energy and move forward in a way that is in alignment for you, even if you don't know all the details. Because one of the things that can also happen when you have the Tower card, destroying your life, taking everything down, burning everything to the ground, the universe is kind of doing it on your behalf. You may not even be choosing it, but that's what's happening. Then you have the Empress card ready to rebuild. With the trust, you're moving into the unknown. So right now you may be moving your life into the unknown. And along with that energy of the unknown, we're going to go ahead and call in the unknown angels. And so let's do a quick little meditation as we're finishing up the energy on these particular cards. One of the signature tones is moving into the unknown and rebuilding your life. So I just want you to relax for a moment, just following the natural rhythm of your breath, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out of your energy field. We're going to call forth to a group of angels known as the unknown angels. And they take a lot of faith to call forth because they literally are going to take you into the unknown. And for our humanness, sometimes we're a little bit more uncomfortable with that. So we're calling into the angels of the unknown. Blessing our path forward, calling in that source energy, pure love and light, calling into Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, the violet flame angel. So calling into that violet flame angel energy, blazing forth before us, clearing our path with ease and grace, that any problems are instantly resolved in the perfect harmonious solution, that our needs are met and 10 times more in whatever we may need from that direct source connection, that we're being blessed in the law of 3 times 3, blessing our path forward in that higher alignment with the unknown angels and the angels of high magic, clearing the space for this new life energy, new beginnings, new potential. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, come back, go into our second reading, and talk a little bit about some of the galactic angels and beings that have also been coming in service with us this month. So stay tuned. Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'm ready whenever you are, and we'll go into the next. Yep. Okay, welcome back. We're back now. We're going to be looking at our second card reading. We're going to be doing 3 today. So we just did the first one, noticing if that relates to any of the things you're experiencing in this present time, present moment for you in your soul's journey. We're going to go into the second energy. With this second energy one, let's look at the energy for a moment. So for what we've been doing in the month of April right now, April 2022. We recently had a solar flare kind of start the month off, pretty big solar flare energy. And a solar flare is when the sun kicks out big flares. Well, those solar flares, they do come into the Earth's energy field. And when they do, they can interrupt media, they can interrupt EMF fields and radio, TV towers. So they do interrupt some of the electronics on the planet when that happens, when there's big solar flares. But because we're also electrical by our very nature, our brains, our hearts, our nervous system, the electrons are all very electrical based. So when these big solar flares come in, they have an effect on our system. And it can sometimes, for some people, they might get headaches, they might get random nosebleeds. For me, it affects sinuses. I mean, it is springtime, and so we've got pollen stuff. But even if you're not allergic to pollen things or it's not springtime, solar flares will tend to add more sinus energy. That can also bring up high stuff in your lungs, but also emotions. Like you might find that your emotions are running much, much higher when there's a solar flare. So some people are very moon sensitive. They're sensitive to the paths of the moon and the cycles of the moon. And some people are more sensitive to the solar flares, the sun energy. I tend to be more sensitive to the sun energy because I work with Great Central Sun Angels as my tribe of light. I work with a lot of the Great Central Sun energy, which is the sun behind our sun. And that really has its own impact of energy to it. So when these solar flares take off, it always has a specific sort of resonance that you might start to notice. And sometimes you can go online and get updates on that when those are happening as an app or something. And so this month, this particular solar flare was bringing in all this galactic energy. So galactic downloads, there can be cosmic downloads, galactic downloads, star transmissions of light. This one brought in a lot of galactic energy. And in the Hearts on Fire meditation group that I run every month, this particular month, we have been working with the galactic angels. So noticing the energy of the galactic angels, we're going to go ahead and call them in just to clear us for this next part of the reading. And noticing, these galactic angels, and what they're doing is they are literally helping us with new beginnings in our life, but also new potential. And that's one reason I wanted to bring up Sadhguru's talk on our inner geniusness and really opening up to what your inner genius is, the Soul Blueprint online course that I offer. I'm bringing that up because with all the new potential, these galactic energies, they're literally potential inside of you that you have not accessed yet is being naturally kind of pushed to the surface with the solar flares, the galactic downloads, and the galactic angels helping out the planet right now. We actually need new beginnings. We need a new infrastructure. We need new ideas and people to reach their new potentials inside of them that they have maybe not accessed yet. This is a wake up time. It's like just wake up and let it kind of come to the surface. So that is a big energy that's happening right now in terms of our new potential and some of the energy that's coming off. So our next angel is the energy of Galagaliel. I'm going to spell that for you, Galgaliel. And it deals with the angel of vibration and light, and being able to move our vibration, heighten our vibration. So this particular archangel, Galgaliel, is helping us to, if you pull this reading or you're just evolving it, is helping your own light body to expand consciousness so that you can hold more light in your energy field, more light in the cells of your body, more light in the consciousness of how you're able to see the world and evolve yourself in the world right now. So helping with our vibrational resonance, helping to raise us to our highest vibrational resonance and move into that higher frequency. So that's kind of a big deal on that level, and a very beautiful energy. So we're calling in that energy just to bless all of us right now. Archangel Gaugaliel, to please support all of us in our highest vibrational resonance, supporting us, downloading our physical bodies with anything that we may need to support us in this evolution of light on the planet, light in the collective, the family of humanity, light on the earth with all sentient beings, igniting all the points of light within our energy field, which is kind of like a matrix energetic, really opening up that light within us and just turning on the light switches of higher intuition, higher consciousness, special traits, turning on all that energy, just flipping the light switch on. Okay, now on the Voyager cards, what we have going on here is the Lovers card, and it's really a signature energy about your divine union, being able to come into alignment with your higher presence, your divine union with your I am presence, your higher self, your soul, and letting that start to be your guide. So regardless of people passing away, things on the planet changing, letting go of parts of your own inner identity, inner ego, letting go of relationships or anything else, pets, anything else that may be coming up, that when you're tuned into this higher vibration of light, you're going to be able to tune into your higher divine presence, which I'm going to call the I am presence, and make that union. And so that's something every single day right now that could be so helpful for you if you're relating to this particular archangel and this soul lesson that's coming up right now for us, is to really tune in and to call forth your beloved I am presence, bringing you into that vortex of light, streaming through you and governing all your life choices, all your feelings, all your thoughts, all of your energy for the highest, best good of all concerned, opening up your path with that synchronicity of miracles, guiding you in the right direction, again, so that you can fulfill your divine path just for today. Like, you don't even have to go out into the future with this, just each and every day, ask your I am presence very simply to govern your divine path for this moment and today. And that will really do a lot of good in helping you to kind of break free of some of your old thought forms and old ways of being. And it's all this new unknown energy is coming in. Archangel Gaugaliel is helping us to support our vibration so that our vibrational resonance is high enough to carry these galactic frequencies that are coming onto the planet, and to stabilize it, as if whenever this much light hits the planet, it usually creates a lot of chaos and a lot of energy, because all of that light wants to release shadow energy, deep feelings that haven't been dealt with, and energy that needs to come up and heal. And so when you're in the vortex of energy, like the Abraham Hicks in your vortex, then what happens is that divine union card, it keeps you centered in the midst of that hurricane of energy that's swirling around right now until it gets settled back out again, so that you don't get caught up in the chaos of life. So divine union, really breathing and coming into that. The next card, that as you come into this higher presentation of yourself, this higher connection of yourself, it's going to help you to, in a most loving way, through divine love and unconditional love of self, it's going to help you with the time-space card. The time-space card is the card of judgment. It's the card of the three Buddha judges who we present ourselves to, and we're clearing out karmic patterns. So along with this energy, we're going to go ahead and call in to the Lords of Karma. I think there's 8 members, maybe 9 on the Lords of Karma. Kuan Yin, Lady Portia, Lady Nada, I think maybe Lord Maitreya, Lord Melchizedek. So you've got these different beings, and we're just going to call forth the Lords of Karma coming in on our behalf personally, as well as the collective consciousness, to transmute, to bring grace and gratitude to all karmas on the planet that are ready to be transmuted and released. So naturally, easily, effortlessly, releasing and transmuting the karma on the planet. We're going to also call in with the Lords of Karma for ourselves, anybody we've been connected to, all the old patterns that we've been carrying. And we'll also kind of help to smooth this out a little bit with the Ho'oponopono prayer, which is a Hawaiian prayer that I think is influenced by more the Ascended Master octave. And it's just a very simple 4-line prayer that says, I love you, which is really to your own higher presence. I'm so sorry. And the sorry is not for anything that, it's not so much on a personality level. It's for any place that you've disconnected from your presence. So I love you. I'm so sorry. Because when we disconnect, we do tend to do bizarre behaviors with others. So I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Again, and this is for disconnecting from any aspect of your higher presence. And I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. So it ends in gratitude. Gratitude for all you've learned. Gratitude for the relationships and the people that you've been able to connect with. So I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And thank you. You tend to just sort of say that over and over, calling in the Lords of Karma, the karmic board, to clear all karmic agreements, soul oaths, soul contracts that no longer serve you, to be placed upon the altar of the silent watcher, to be transmuted, released back to source energy for the highest good of all concerned, calling the beloved Ho'oponopono prayer with our own I am presence. I love you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me and thank you. Feeling your heart, feeling lighter and lighter, opening up that energy. Okay, and then the third card in this reading is negativity, 3 of crystals. And that kind of flows right with some of the karmic energy, because negativity in the crystals is always going to be in the mental body in these particular cards. So we're really dealing with mental projections being projected onto us or onto others, belief systems, thought forms, ways in which we interact that are playing out in that way. So clearing out any of the negativity in our thinking process, our judgments on self or others, vice versa, transmuting it and releasing the karma around that. This feels like this is also tying to the genetic lineage of thought forms that have been passed down. So again, calling in the Lords of Karma, calling into Astria's blue lightning, flaming sword angels of purification, calling into Archangel Gabriel's crystal white flame of purification, which is all the mental body energy. It deals a lot with the third eye and the mental body energy, clearing that space so that we are clearing out any constructs of the mind, belief systems, filters throughout all time, space, dimension, and realities, with the flame of pure love and light. So clearing that energy, releasing it, letting it go, and that seals that energy for the third reading. So again, we have Archangel Galgaliel overlighting and governing us if you feel a kinship to that particular energy. So stay tuned in, and we'll be back in just a moment with the third and final reading for today. Okay, welcome back. All right, I am Adrienne, and you are on Transformation Talk Radio, listening to My Wild Magic with Adrienne. Thank you so much for being here today. We are doing the card spreads with the Voyager cards and the Angel Blessing cards. So this is in perfect time, perfect space for you. So regardless of the date on these cards, if you listen to these at whatever time, they're going to be in right alignment for your soul nature and calling in the angels and energies that align with you. All right, so on our third reading, if this is the one that aligns with you, we are looking at Archangel Jamaria. I'm going to spell that for you, Jamaerah, and it deals with the Archangel of Manifestation. So as we do the Tower card, and we're letting everything go in the first reading and rebuilding our world with the Empress card, and that ability to really trust the process, trust the universe. And then we go into the second deck of cards, where we are looking at the energy of really coming into divine union within ourselves. We are looking at that space of really being able to karmically clear any debts, any contracts, anything that we've been holding on to at a deeper soul level, particularly dealing with negativity, thought forms, things that we hold in our head that might keep us sort of stuck. So now we're working with Jamara, and this is the archangel for manifestation, where we are now ready to manifest. We have a clear path in front of us. So in this third reading, if this is the one that aligns with you, this archangel is going to help us to manifest our higher truth. Oftentimes we want to manifest things out of our unconscious. We want to manifest security. We want to manifest people who we think are going to save us. We want to manifest, things to try to make up for aspects of our pain body, aspects of our childhood, inner child issues. But when you work through those issues, which, some of the other parts of our reading, because even as we're doing the reading, it is literally moving our nervous system, all of us moving all the way through them, to put us in a better place here. We are opening up to be able to manifest from our higher truth, our highest truth and highest manifestation of light, so that we're able to really get a lot of that lower gunk out of the way, so that we can now see our pure potential. We can see our highest truth, our pure potential, our inner geniusness. We are really ready to manifest at that higher level now. Because we have processed the things that, we're designed to process in humanity. Like as a human being, we are literally designed through our bodies, our chakras, our relationships with one another, the life experiences we have, our connection to nature. We're literally designed to process energy in a way that helps us to evolve and learn and grow in ways that are so quickened. And it may seem like being in human form is very dense and very slow moving, because as a light being, 100 years would be like, a millisecond, right? A millisecond, not even a full second, right? So as a light being, things move so much quicker. So it appears like being in the density of human body, human form, that we are moving so much slower, slug, sloth-like, right? But in truth, being in human form, our time on the planet, however long that time is actually, it quickens. So basically one lifetime, you may gain the wisdom, the soul wisdom, because you got to play it out physically. You got to have feelings and emotions and thoughts and make mistakes and stumble and fall and have glorious outcomes and beautiful love to things. Well, in that energy, what we get to experience, the good days, the bad days, and everything in between, causes such an amazing quickening in our energy field that our time here on the planet can be like 10,000 light years for a light being. So you see, we're actually evolving and growing so much quicker at such an expedient, intensified way, being in human form. So anyway, keeping that in mind, we're not perhaps as sloth-like as we think we are. We might be, actually evolving at the speed of light, like Quicksilver. So in that energy, just noticing that you're now ready to manifest something that is beautiful, that is resonant to your own heart's desires. It's like walking this world with hearts on fire, and really aligning with that. Okay, so the next energy that we're looking at is breakthrough. So that is Seven of Worlds. So you're ready, really ready now in the physical world to have a breakthrough, to take action somewhere, to bust through everything, all the quagmire and all the energy that you've been moving through, to have a physical breakthrough in your physical world where you are being supported to move forward, to make a decision, to stick to that decision, and to follow through. And I think that's a big part of our humanness, is that sometimes we intuitively know in our hearts and our higher self and our intuition from our guidance system, we know what to do. And sometimes we just sort of don't do it. And a lot of times it's just a timing, like we're waiting for the right timing. Well, this card would indicate that there is a right timing to make a decision, to have a breakthrough, and to go for it in your life. And this particular angel, Jamara, is going to help us to manifest these goals and this breakthrough to be harmonious and in light and in highest good for all, right, on that level. So again, we've got a breakthrough ready to happen on our behalf. And the next card is Illumination. And this is the energy for Ace of Wands. And aces are always like a new beginning. It's a one card. It's a beginning of a journey. And Wands is a spirit card. So really this breakthrough is that where you are beginning a new kind of illumined spiritual journey. You're stepping into the card of illumination. You are going into more of an ascension path right now at this point in your life. So an ascension path, an illumination of your higher truth, higher self, and being able to really align with that energy. The illumination card is the one who's literally touching the fabric of the divine. So you're able to manifest at will and bring forth a real magical touch. It's one of the cards of the magician. So it's like having that magical touch, that magical spark to whatever you touch at this point that you're having a breakthrough, that you're starting new right now. It's got that magical touch energy to it. And then the final card on that deck is the Chariot card. So another major arcana here, where the Chariot card is where spirit is literally kind of picking you up and moving you where it wants you to be, moving you into this right relationship, moving you physically to a new location, moving you within your heart space, your mind, your thoughts, your job. Whatever is going on, it just feels like there's positive movement, and you've got this universal frequency, the Chariot card, able to assist you in moving forward with ease and grace, and to really kind of go into gratitude that spirit has this energy and has your back, and that you're being guided literally just, if you just listen even the tiniest bit right now, you're being so guided when you start looking at the signs in your life and the things that are coming up. You're being guided to move forward at your highest and best good. So that completes our card reading for today. So if you catch this reading at any other point in time, just know that it's relative to perfect timing, perfect space for your soul's journey. Tap into that. And if you want to learn a little bit more about what I have to offer, the Hearts on Fire meditation group I offer every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 8 Central. Check it out. Go to my website, mywildmagic.com. If you want to start exploring and learning more about your inner geniusness and your soul blueprint, and you want to activate it, go to mywildmagic.com and check out the shop section. I have a new book on Tribes of Light. If you want to discover more about them, take the free quiz, and also an online course, Igniting Your Soul Blueprint. All right. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for tuning in to My Wild Magic with me, your host, Adrienne Cobb. Each one of us has a soul purpose on this earth and a higher purpose full of creative expression and unique soul attributes. Make sure to tune in next week on TransformationTalkRadio.com to continue your journey home to your truest self and pursue the path of unconditional self-love. If you would like to learn more about me, visit mywildmagic.com. Again, that's mywildmagic.com.